Yo, 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 what's good, everyone? It's your boy GD, the sports actor, and as always, let's get right into it. Now, I did put a video out, or I did record a video that I didn't put out last week when the New York Giants were going up against the Dallas Cowboys. In that video, of course, I stated that it'd be nice to see the team win. Did I think the team had a chance to win? I mean, against a Cooper Rush led offense, yes, I did believe that the New York Giants had a chance, but the outcome 27 Dallas to 20 New York Giants on Thanksgiving Day, and we lose that game. Not only do we lose that game, but we knock ourselves out of the playoff race officially. We didn't really have a chance with the record being at 2-9, sitting at where it was, but officially 2-10. The New York Giants are the first team out of playoff contention. So sucks to be at that position already by Thanksgiving, and we have about 5 more games to continue to play, and the games just aren't looking any better. It seems that every week something seems to happen. This past week we lost Dexter Lawrence, we lost Theo Johnson, and who knows what other players we might lose because, we're not doing anything this year. And at this point, it's better to bubble wrap the players that we do have, keep them fresh, and just get them ready for the offseason and get them ready for next year. But like I said, 5 games left, you can't really do that. 5 games left, you have to continue to play. You have to continue to play for something. And what sucks about the position that we're in right now is we could continue to play for pride. Yeah, we could do that. But because of our special predicament, with our roster and the fact that these last couple games will determine where we are in the draft order, whether that be a first-round draft, in which the New York Giants haven't had in the last, since, I believe, 60 years. We haven't had a first-round draft pick in the last 60 years. So that could be something that could tremendously boost us for next year. We're in need of quite a few positions that need to be filled, quarterback being the main one. I mean, we lost Daniel Jones, went over to the Minnesota Vikings. We have Tommy DeVito, who wasn't able to get up and perform after that game with the Buccaneers because he got his forearm smashed between 2 helmets and just wasn't enough recovery time to be able to play for that Thursday afternoon game. And so that led to Drew Lock, who, essentially didn't do horrible. Drew Lock played like the backup quarterback they're paying him to be. He went 21 for 32, 178 passing yards, 1 interception, did not throw for a touchdown, but did run a touchdown in. And on the ground, he had 4 carries for 57 yards. So it's not like Drew Lock did anything spectacular out of this world, but that has been the problem with the New York Giants. We don't have any quarterback or anybody who is able to handle the ball and do anything out of this world besides, Tyrone Tracy and Malik Neighbors. So this draft is going to be very important in terms of our position and who we go after. Right now, the New York Giants need to continue to do what they did last season and send their scouts out to every game in every city, regardless of the competition, to see who wants a shot in the NFL, because there might be a lot of main guys because of the bad taste in everyone's mouth when it comes to the New York Giants, because of the way that Hard Knocks showed the GM, Joe Shane, and how he just handles talent, top-tier talent over there in New York and just lets them get dismissed and disrespected. Hopefully that does not, create a ripple effect to where players don't want to come play in New York. I don't think that's the case, but we need to go out there and start getting after these rookies early, getting to know who they are, getting to see their skill sets, what they can do and what they can't do. And not only talking to the rookies coming in, but talking to those surrounding them. It's unfortunate many lost on a chance to get a Bo Nix, somebody who came into the league, aged, experienced, seasoned, stayed within the college system for a little bit longer, or a lot longer from what the narrative was, than a lot of other rookies. And look at him now, just coming out here balling. Just had an incredible Monday night game yesterday. And they were able to get the win. And some of the balls that I saw him throwing were just beautiful. Just, he created time. He bounced out the pocket and gave the receivers a chance to hit their secondary routes and just place the ball in just beautiful places for them to be able to make plays and touchdowns at the end of the day. And that's what this is all about, is putting some points up on the board. And like I said before, points were put up. We put up 20 points. And I'd like to say for most of this season, we haven't been able to put up points. So we're not going to say that it's necessarily an offensive line problem. We're trying to look for the issue, but I really think that it was a lack thereof when we had Daniel Jones at quarterback. He just did not have the skill set to make anyone else around him better. He didn't have the skill set to read the field fast enough. He couldn't see through his progressions. He couldn't extend plays. He couldn't do what was necessary to do to give your team a chance to win. If the Giants were behind, then they were staying behind. Yeah, sometimes it looked like they'd be inching up close, but you always knew that at the end of the day, Daniel Jones would find a reason or find some way to lose the game. Whether that be a pass behind a receiver or just a interception or just something, a bonehead play would have been done. I'd like to think that Drew Lock played better, scored 7 points in the first quarter, only 3 in the second, nothing in the third, and then 10 points in the fourth. So yeah, Drew Lock isn't the answer either. He was able to move around in the pocket well, but he's definitely not the answer. I would imagine that he's not going to be here after next year, and we keep Tommy DeVito and bring in someone. And I would like to bring in a bridge quarterback personally. With this situation that we have right now, you only have two good QBs from what the masses are saying. Of course, you can go out there and you can find someone in the later rounds. There's talent that you can go out there to develop. There's guys who, have a dream of playing in the league and they've put in the work as well. Maybe they're not, as known or going to a school just as big, but there are players in there. But when it comes to the quarterback, you look at the elite ones. You look at the ones that are making the headlines, that are scoring the touchdowns, and making their receivers better. And right now that seems to be Shedeur Sanders and Cam Ward, being the only two big prospects in terms of NFL ready straight from college. And so when you look at those two players, I do think that having a quarterback is important. But if we're putting ourselves in a position where that's our only play, that's all that we're looking at, is we're just going to go look at the quarterbacks and we're not going to make any type of other assessments when it comes to other needs on this team, then we're doing ourselves a disservice. Because at the end of the day, I believe if you get the number 1 pick in this draft, you go after Travis Hunter, an individual who can not only play 2 ways, offense and defense, playing 2 positions that you need, wide receiver and corner. But you also have somebody who can go out there and make a bridge QB, look good. Paired up with the Malik Neighbors and a Tyron Tracy in the backfield. The Giants need another wide receiver. I mean, after what I was able to see through this season, of course you wanted Slayton to be the guy who was a steady, consistent wide receiver too. That's not going to happen. Of course, you want Jalen Hyatt to have come in and, seamlessly stepped into that position of a wide receiver too, so he can make big plays down the field like a Jameson, Williams or something like that. That's not going to happen. And so when you're looking at someone like Wan'Dale, who I like. I like Wan'Dale Robinson, but Wan'Dale Robinson can't get you the big plays up top. Wan'Dale Robinson is a bit undersized, so he works better in the slants in the middle of the field, more so of an Amon-Ra St. Brown type of scheme is where I like to see Wan'Dale play. So when you see that, you have a Malik Neighbors who can play at all points of the field, but you also need another receiver to complement him as well, because the way that they were teaming up on Malik Neighbors is all the defense, all the eyes was pressured on whatever side he was on. because nobody else was worried about going one-on-one with any of the other receivers. They could not create separation. So even before you bring in a QB, I do think that you could have a great type of Shador with Neighbors type of relationship. You could have a Ward with Neighbors relationship. But at the end of the day, you need to have a Neighbors and another wide receiver relationship, while also finding that QB. So I would go for Travis Hunter, expecting him to play both ways. We have Taysom Hill, who's in the league, who plays damn near every position on offense. So I don't even want to. We have the Detroit Lions, who are using their linemen as wide receivers and QBs. So I believe that when he comes into the league, he'll be able to play both sides. But we have a Travis Hunter that I would take. And then from there, I would immediately look to get the next best offensive lineman, and then a quarterback, a defensive end, cornerback. And then from there, I would get extra depth pieces at line, both the D-line and the offensive line as well. But that's how I would like this draft to go. I don't mind trading back so you can make this happen. But if you do get the first pick, Travis Hunter would probably be the best bet. But if we're going after the quarterbacks, and that seems to be where the New York Giants' eyes are landing, then you go after Shador Sanders, the guy, backed by the father, who's a legit star in the NFL, through Deion Sanders and what he was able to accomplish at corner, and how he can read the defenses, and what he's probably passed on to his son. Not only Deion Sanders, but you have Tom Brady, who has made plenty of comments about Shador Sanders, and who actually I believe is Shador Sanders' mentor. I mean, these type of things, that's free game right there. That's stuff that, you would probably have to pay Tom Brady hundreds of thousands to be able to have a sit down with your QB if he was ever struggling. The guy's already his mentor. So you bring both of those guys, come along with Shador. Those are sides, to this burger. So I definitely would, look into going after Shador a little bit more. I think he would be a little bit more pro ready. Cam Ward is right behind him. Definitely a solid pick, can extend the play, has an arm for sure, laser of an arm, and they're both great prospects. But as far as right now, the New York Giants definitely have to try to figure out their identity. They need players to step up when it comes to not only gameplay, but when it comes to the locker room. I'm not really seeing the same faces that I saw when it came to leading this team, whether it be Saquon, Xavier McKinney, Leonard Williams and Dex, on the line at the time. I thought Bobby Okereke would be one of those pillars, but he's been really quiet actually this season. Maybe I'd like Micah McFadden to step up if that's the case. Malik Neighbors is already stepping up through his voice and expressing his frustrations, and I like that. I enjoy that. I would like someone like Wandell or someone else to also step up, but that'll come with time for sure. That'll come with time as we continue to develop and build this team. But we have to start seeing some more results. The New York Giants are just finding ways to lose at this point. And I didn't think that we'd get here. The 100th season, you expect that there would be some pride into the season, some investment. We went all out with those ugly jerseys that we rolled out on the premiere first game back. And what are we doing all this for if we're not going to be getting results on the 100th season, making this such a big deal, and it was just thrown down the gutter? I've never seen a season so horrible, a season where we're just playing so behind. We just lack any type of, common sense on the field. We're just inept. We're just an inept team, and people talk about it, or people actually don't even talk about it. Whenever they talk about the Giants, it's just a scoff and a laugh and a moving on. And I don't blame them, because there's really nothing besides the rookie class and, a few accolades and that we're holding on to that are still, rightfully so. We've won a Super Bowl in every decade, and this one's still not over yet, so still time. But every decade, the New York Giants have won a Super Bowl, so we can definitely turn this ship around. Luck can be on our side, but this season has definitely been a drag. It's been a testament of our patience and loyalty to this team, not only as fans, but players as well. So I definitely think that there will be big improvement. Tomorrow I'll hop on and we'll talk about the New York Giants facing against the New Orleans Saints, a game that I do believe we could win. Against a Saints team that is just 500, nothing spectacular. They do have an offense and a decent offense as well, but this is a game that I think we could win, even with Tommy DeVito or Drew Lock at the helm. It's still a decision in the air about which one of those two will be starting for the New York Giants. Up to me, I mean, Drew Lock seemed to have played the better game between the samples that we've been able to see, but Tommy DeVito, his first time back, and was definitely experienced a lot of rust probably trying to get off of him, and we'll see how he feels in practice, and I know that they'll make the best decision, but the season is coming down to a wind down. Things are getting tight. Fantasy football is getting tight. I'm in 3 different leagues. 2 of them, I'm in a tight race right in the middle of the pack, trying to get over that hurdle within these last 2-3 games for the playoffs. One of them, I'm out. So I have 2 that I still have hope for. One of them is done, and it's on to next year. But just like everything else, it's all a process. And you continue to evaluate yourself and see where you went wrong so you can make those corrections and, bring about a better product today, a better product tomorrow, a better product for your future moving down the line. And that's what the New York Giants have to do. I love Big Blue. I love this team. I love rooting for them every week. I do think we're going to win every week, and maybe that's just my default Giants in me. But this team on paper is incredible. I'm not sure how it's not translating to a reality, but we're going to figure it out. And I know that they're going to find the answer and that they're going to be able to fill in those pieces and the lack of where we don't have the answer at the moment and where we don't have the talent as well. So continue to tune in. Thanks for being patient with me, guys. Definitely, like I said, this whole thing is about consistency. This whole season, I've had to learn that myself, about being consistent, about putting in the hard work, not beating yourself up, but just showing up. And that's half the battle. So just want to say thanks for sticking with me there. Comment what you guys think about this season. Comment what you guys think about our draft position and what we should be looking into. Should we trade down? Should we stay right where we are? Should we go QB? Should we go playmaker? Tell me what you guys think. I'm really interested to know. And appreciate you guys for tuning in. Thanks for checking me out. Like, comment, subscribe, all of that. And till next time. And as always, let's go blue. Yes, sir.